Lesson 1. Lesson 1 is about adding and subtracting whole numbers and money and fact families. Now for this lesson, make sure you stop on each slide afterwards. You can pause the video so that you can take notes as we go through each different slide. Now, we're going to begin. We're going to begin by adding 345 plus 67. And you've likely done problems like this before. And when we do problems like this, we want to make sure we align everything vertically and we keep the place values lined up. So we've got the 3 in the hundreds place, the 4 in the tens place, the 5 in the ones place. We've got the 6 in the tens place, so it goes below the 4 because that was in the tens place, and the 7 goes below the 5 because that was in the ones place. Now we're going to add. Okay, we've got 5 plus 7, that's going to give us 12. We're going to carry the 1. We've got 1 plus 4, that's 5, and 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. And we've got 1 plus 3, that's going to give us 4. So we've got an answer of 412. Now, when we look at a problem like this, we need to know some key vocabulary. The 345 and the 67s, those are what we add together. Those together are called the addends. A-D-D-E-N-D-S. The addends. That's what you add together. And our answer, whenever we have an answer to an addition problem, we have a sum. So 412 is the sum when our addends are 345 and 67. Pause here. Make sure you've got this copied down into your notebook. Our next problem, we're adding money. Okay, and this one, we're adding $1.25 plus $12.50. I'm going to add in the dollar symbol there, plus $5. Now, we're going to take everything and we're going to line it up vertically by place value. I'm going to leave the dollar signs off and add it at the end because we know we're talking about money. $1.25. We're lining up by place value, so we have $12.50. Keep the ones on top of each other. We've got the tenths of 5 and the hundredths of 0, and then we've got $5. So that's in the ones spot. Okay, notice we always line up the decimal in a straight vertical line when we're adding with decimals. Now $5, I'm going to add in a 0 and a 0 so we have everything lined up because 5 is the same thing as 5.00. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add. Remember, these three are called the addends, so we're finding the sum. Now when we add these together, we've got 5, 0, and 0. It's going to give us 5. We've got 2 and 5. That's going to give us 7. Our decimal point comes straight down. We've got 1 and 2. That's 3. Plus 5 more is 8. And then we have a 1. Now we've got our sum of $18.75, or $18.75. And we're all done with this problem. Make sure you box your answer so that it's easy to see. We've got some key vocabulary. We've got the commutative property first. And the commutative property of addition says that order does not matter. And specifically, that means when we do an addition problem, we can say 2 plus 3 is 5, or we could say 3 plus 2 is also 5. And what that would look like, order does not matter, is what we want to write down for the commutative property. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, which is the same thing as 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So we can switch those addends around, the 2 and the 3, or the 3 and the 2, and we still get the same sum. Now the identity property of addition. If we look at the identity property of addition, it is when we have a number added to 0. So say we have 5 plus 0. 5 plus 0 is equal to 5. So this is saying the identity property of addition because when we add 0 to a number, the number stays the same. It keeps its original identity. 7 plus 0 is equal to 7, just as 0 plus 9 is equal to 9. We don't need words for the identity property of addition for our definition. We need these three key examples. Please make sure you've got this key vocabulary copied down in your notes. Now we want to subtract. Maybe this is review for you as well. We're going to subtract 67 from 345. So we're going to align everything, and we're going to align it vertically. We're going to make sure everything is in the same place value. So our problem is going to look like this. We've got 345 minus 67. Well, we're going to borrow from the 4 to get 3, and now we have 15. So 15 minus 7, that's 8. We've got 3 here. We're going to borrow from the 3 to get 2. Now we have 13 minus 6, that's 7. And we have 2 minus 0, that's 2. We've got 278. Now, in this problem, we've got some key vocabulary as well. Make sure you get this written down. The number on top is always called the minuend. And the number that we're subtracting from the minuend is called the subtrahend. So we say minuend minus subtrahend is equal to our answer, and our answer to a subtraction problem is going to be called the difference. So if you hear the word difference, you automatically know that we're talking about a subtraction problem. If you were to hear the word sum, you would know that we were talking about an addition problem. Make sure you've got this copied down into your notes. Alright, we've got a word problem here. Jim spent $1.25 for a hamburger. He paid for it with a $5 bill. How much change should he get back by subtracting $1.25 from $5? So in this problem, we're finding out how much change he needs to get. We're going to say $5, and that's the same as 5.00, $5, and we're going to take away $1.25 from that $5. Now, say it out loud. Which number is the minuend? Hopefully you said $5. $5 is the minuend. That means that the $1.25 must be the subtrahend. Now we're finding the difference, of course. Okay? Now, if we're finding the difference here, well, $5 minus $1.25, you might be able to do that problem in your head. If you can, say the answer. If you can't, that's just fine, because we can say we're going to borrow from the 5 to get a 4. We've got 10, but we've got to borrow from it. We're going to have 9. We're going to have 10 left over. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. Decimal point always comes straight down in subtraction problems. 4 minus 1 is 3. We've got 375. Now remember, this is money. So our difference needs to have a dollar sign, and we can just add that in the end. So we've got $3.75 as our final answer. Alright, now in this problem what we want to do is rearrange the numbers in this addition fact to form another addition fact and two subtraction facts. So what this is an example of a fact family, because we're going to have 4 different problems written here that involve the same numbers. So if we look at that, the first problem that we're going to rewrite is with our addends. So we can switch the order of our addends. So we could say 14 plus 11 is equal to 25. That forms our other addition fact. So that's the first part of the problem. Now we need 2 subtraction facts. If we want 2 subtraction facts, we could say 25 minus 11 is equal to 14, because that's true. And the other way around would be 25 minus 14 is equal to 11. And those are our 3 answers, because we only needed 2 subtraction facts and 1 other addition fact. Again, this is called a fact family because we've got the 4 different facts right here, 2 addition, 2 subtraction, that all work with the same values. Alright, that's lesson 1 for today. We'll come to lesson 2 for our next assignment. Make sure you've got your notes done. You're ready for class tomorrow. We'll begin with some lesson practice based on what you've learned in this video. Okay, hope you have a good afternoon, and I'll see you during your next class.